Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about mirroring. The mirror ball effect is this thing I heard is really heard of in that phrase ever. It's basically when you mirror yourself within different friend groups because you fit in with a crowd, or you have a different, you are living your life with, and you see yourself in one group of friends or another group or vice versa, and I feel like that's every single person within your friend group has their own friend group. So like birthday parties and all those things would be awkward for you, which is okay. And people would think about it that way because it's something that they would see the different sides of different things along the ways of that. It's kind of like masking and not that type. Yeah, but it's different sides of us based on common interests or energy or comfort or setting, surroundings, You find different friend groups of friends and different sides of you and different sides of them as well. For example, group A and group B will be within you, within those two individual groups, but still you, and they may have their own group B or with them, or maybe a group C, and they'll have multiple groups, and how you would be that way. It feels like I'm saying that we all categorizing our friends in different groups, and that's what it basically is. However, it's not a bad thing. It's how we are. It's how we interact with each other in social settings. I believe it can be done, even though mostly extroverts were the ones being really social. I believe it could be done for introverts, for people who are on the phone or have an online presence or anything like that. It could be a group C, for example, and not even know. And it's not always the case. Not likely. It depends how social both of those groups are, or it depends how on the social aspect of all. You may have categorize your friends in different groups without even realizing that growing up, and that's alright to think about it. You may not do that to impress someone, but if you and your group of friends will match energy, you could also get in the friend group to play catch up, or since you may not feel connected time to time, since you're in different groups of friends because of their own friend groups, you would okay transform yourself into a group where you feel left out, which you may not see them as much, just we'll have our own things, so you may talk to someone within the friend group individually only because you bond with well with that person, and it's the only one you would feel connected to, whether it's in person or by phone. That's alright. And there are times where you may feel where you may be in a large friend group and you may feel like you be left out to the point where it feels toxic. So this video where she started about the point of view of large friend groups where you're left out, and it's more of the toxic side of it. Let's check it out.
These are some things I've learned about being in a big friend group. There's always another group chat with like the main people, like the most like people of the group. And if you're like, no, there isn't, what the fuck? You're not one of the main people and you're not in it. Everyone talks about each other. There is something they all hate about each other, and they will find a way to talk about it when that person isn't there. There's always one or two people who are like the punching bags of the group, and like everyone just kind of like treats them like absolute horseshit. And in general, I find them all to be very toxic and very cliquey and very not good. Moral of the story, keep a small friend group.
That's more the toxic side of friend groups. Someone mentioned I used to be in a friend group of 12 to 15 people, but we split up into like 3 of us separate groups, and it just got worse. So even though it's a small friend group, it'd be really difficult to figure out where you fit in a friend group of any size. That's more the toxic side of it. There are some positive sides of it. Of course, it's not all bad. If you don't fit in one group, then it's great. There's another group that will let you feel like welcomed, and that's something that's amazing to think about. It's always about how you interact, and it's about your social circle and what you want out of friends. So that's very important to realize and think about. Right, so here you have 7 struggles of more than one friend group, and let's go over some of it. This basically reminds the scene from Mean Girls where you didn't belong to one table. So many of us floated between different groups, and we would find ourselves in a particular type. It was something like you choose which table you belong to, and you would figure out where you belong, and a lot of people would think of that table instantly because they would know, and there were times where people would not know where they would belong in Tapia, Tapia, with HK, the friend groups. Yeah, that's always awkward. Yeah, then but it's always awkward. Then usually you don't understand the different groups, so you don't get along. So you would think about it, it would be turned into SS5 trying to for review, but that's what it is. Yeah, usually just one person with that friend group, and then the other person, and then you would either be awkward or they could drag on so well to drag on about you. So it depends on how that is. Now, advice from your friends that's synced up too early. Whenever you have a major life decision to make, it's totally natural to go ask your friends for help. But when it comes to it's coming from so many different people who are often completely different, you will end up getting conflicting advice from possibly what way you're more confused than you are. And that's when he started. That's why you always want to talk to someone who knows what they're into, well, within the interest or experience of that difference. Yeah, and then you would have a lot of friend groups to the point where you would make up for missing events. They would be like, you will want to go this event, but not that one. But if your friend group is there, but then you think about that friend over there, and then it's vice versa, and they all think about their own friend group, and then it's an entire mess. And then you have to apologize for not being there, then which you shouldn't in the first place, and then you would feel like you accidentally being left out, and then you want to fit in and want to make friend groups, and sometimes you don't. You feel like you are being left out, and the consequences of fitting in, and the consequences of fitting in and out in different friend groups is that you sometimes don't quite belong to any of them. They remember you every time you're getting together, but then they also remember you when you leave them out, or not there, or not show up. You feel like the system and pushes for you. Yeah, when I talked about Taylor in a little bit, believe me, trust me, you feel like you be your own self. It's like Lily and a college friend who visits her on How I Met Your Mother Day, refer to the old selves as soon as they meet back as adults. Even though I said anything in their entire lives away from each other, it's awesome instead of having one set of friends who expects me to play a certain role in a group. I get to move around, gainfully explore, and embody all the many parts of myself. Having multiple friend groups means gain and eventually more complete, well-rounded, authentic versions of myself, and seeing all this to be. I casually wonder if I have a default self, aside from a sane and childish emotion that fits with us. Pretty much everyone's default. It depends what you do when you're not with your friends. Do you work? Do you relax? It depends. Try to have the awesome or trusting feeling of knowing you belong somewhere. Isn't to say that I don't belong to any groups of friends or that anyone may feel this way. I think that I still prefer to have a whole lot of friends in different places than just belonging to one group. This is a huge factor in my shaping and different perspectives in the world. But it doesn't mean that it wouldn't be nice to just have a complete simplicity and safety in knowing one particular group of friends where you untrustably belong. Yeah, if it's crosses back to the left out part, you would feel like you want to just be in a friend group, and once you're there and once you're present, whether you're talking to the entire group or talking to that one particular friend who you like playing catch up because you bond with them, you may not think about the whole belong there, or the left out part. You would feel like you belong there because as if you're always meant to be there, and that's something that is very important to think about. And sometimes you would think about, are you acting? Are you your real self, or are you fake? And so that's all it was about. Is it fake to act differently around different people? Psychology term for this is self-modeling. It's a degree which someone pays attention to how they come across, not just their presentation behavior based on the social behavior. So social behavior. High self-models are very aware of how they acting will change based on what they did the situation calls for. It's not automatically bad just to adjust your behavior based on the setting people around you. Everyone does it. Sometimes you act differently at funeral than you do at a party. You have your home setting and you have your work setting, and you act differently when you're in public or versus when you're home, and there's different variations on how you are, but still you. It depends more on why you're changing your behavior around some people. It's not fake or bad. It depends. It depends more on how you're changing your behavior around some people. Self-modeling isn't inherently fake or bad. But it's possible to do it for the wrong reasons. If you around someone, think about tweaking how you should behave as yourself. What you want to do it. You should be trying to belong to somewhere and force it, and that would be fake. It depends on how you behave because of the setting? Are you behaving that way because that's who you are? Or being that way because you want to fit in, or you already on lines of that, you want to be part of the group where it feels natural? It always depends on how you, it's all on you how you do it. Do you want to be considerate of how people's feelings, for example, not sitting around your grandparents because you would bother them, or not listening to music on the bus without headphones because you don't want to annoy any other riders? You have two hobbies you're usually happy to discuss. You bring up the one you just present would like to hear about and skip the other one they probably won't find interesting. This is a tremendous courtesy, plus it's not much of a sacrifice to do any of them. It's good to consider people's feelings and preferences. People only follow the inner compass and never consider actions fit the context, come across as rude, insensitive, oblivious, or stubborn. Are you being a people pleaser who asks everyone to like them, or puts their own needs on the back burner? That's always depends on the person individually. You want to act differently because you want to be whoever you want. For example, they say they hate a TV show and you pretend to dislike it too, even though if we watch every season of it for the time. People pleasing may not hurt you in the moment, but over time it eats you away at your self-esteem and leads to unsatisfying, unbalanced friendships or relationships. Are you setting up what we call virus to fit in? The audience along the lines of all these. You know, be the author yourself, but more of the ideas of how you behave and how you are around different people because of maybe your profession, your comfort, and your energy. It depends on how you want to interact with someone, and also depends if you're introverted or extrovert. That could also be depending. Then even within the friend group, introverts can have their own friend groups, and extroverts have their own friend groups as well. You'll find some way in the middle within that. Are you conforming to say no to get something more important to you? Are you showing different sides of yourself, pretending to be someone you're not? Are you just in how you act to manipulate someone into doing something they actually wouldn't do if they knew your real beliefs? Yeah, that's plain sketchy. See, think of pretty them like lying about showing someone's religious values so they'll date or do business with you. Are you mindlessly molding yourself into a situation because you don't have a true sense of who you are? It depends on how you act within the belief factor. Yeah, acting in behaving differently around different people isn't intrinsically funny, but one thing that can unintentionally make you seem that way is if you're not a great actor, or like come to have a long conversation with someone, not be fascinated by every last topic to bring up, but still politely listen and try to look engaging. If you do have a so touch, you'll find pretend interested by language is forced, suggest, or exaggerated. Everyone may see it as fake or receive it for you. There's this thing called narrative versions and camouflage, which I'm not into this video because I don't know much about it. It's mostly about the artistic spectrum, and I'm just talking about the social behaviors of our. It's similar to about the mirror ball effect of our, similar to Taylor Swift's song Mirror Ball. The lyric video has a lot of comments of it. See the mirror ball effect as well. When you're sensitive, a people pleaser, someone who always tries so hard to join the conversation and make friends by mirroring them, and it's always putting others first in the mirror. What hits so hard is relating to the sun mirror ball. This low key hit way too close. I guess this song is for people who seek so much validation from other people, which is a habit that is struggling to break how they used to make themselves uncomfortable just to make their friends or significant others around more comfortable walking behind the group because there isn't enough space for you to rest, feeling left out almost all the time because you feel like the odd one out and pretend like and you know all these things just trying or join the conversation, trying to have the attention on you just once, even for a second, because you feel like you're invincible most of the time, knowing they won't really notice you if you're gone. Mirror ball is for all the people who always felt alone in a crowd, filled with people that quote love them but don't exactly like them. The song is for people who whose emotions has always been overlooked. For example, people who always felt like impulses to the achievements. Mirror ball is people who feel that weight on the world, on the emotions of others around them, who love them more than they ever get, who give their all just for that one person they love to know them, even for a mere couple of seconds. Mirror ball people always touch first, always point in the world. The mirror balls out to deserve better, but the kindness and love surfacing through all the negativity and selfishness. Is something we all need so much more. The song is like being seen, someone saying, quote, I see you, all your emotions, all your insecurities, all the things you can say, and saying it'll be alright. Mobile is truly blessing all people who are one. I think this song about people who treat their personalities by mirroring others, the people pleasing kinds who never got to hear their parents say they're proud of them, the ones who are not talented now to be exceptional, the ones who study overnight and lose this focus because they don't have the mental capacity, the know what's behind them on the sidewalk, the ones who cry themselves asleep knowing how much of a stranger they are to everyone including themselves. That one was a lot. More of the story is think about the friend groups you're in, think about what type of friend groups you're in where you may feel like you're in a toxic environment, or you feel like if you find a way out of it, you should then find if you have multiple friend groups, then that'll be a good thing. That's it, then stay with one friend group and never go back to the other one. So if you want to have all your friends together, and if you want to find a way to make it work, it's possible. You can. However, it'll be awkward at first. However, it's important to think about the energy you bring in. It's about how your friend groups are your friends for a reason, and they will probably do whatever they can to, not to please you, but more to respect and understand how you are when you want to interact with so many people, because you want to have a true bond with everyone, and you don't want to feel left out, or you don't want them to feel left out by each other. So it seems like it's a hard task. However, I feel like if you're able to make it work, you can make it work. So that's very important to think about for all this. Let me know what you think about this mirror ball effect. Do you think, if you heard that song Mirror Ball by Taylor Swift, do you think about that song a lot? Do you think about the friend groups of all? Do you think about yourself and your life in a professional setting, which is a home or natural setting? Do you think about how you yourself in different ways? Or do you feel like you ever have to play catch up or anything like along the lines of that? There's a lot of ways you can go about it. It's very important to, talk to your friends about it within the friend group about this. It's very important to think about how things are, even if you're an introvert as well, for example. If you are, then that's something that you find your own way to trivially talk to your friends about stuff like this. Hopefully you like the video. I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care. Bye. Thank you so much for listening. This episode is available on Spotify for podcasters. And please follow me on Instagram right here so you can see when I upload new video, and also subscribe if you are interested. Alright, have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll see you next time.